So, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know that we've had the coin toss, and the veterans have won the toss and will bat first. Veterans winning the toss and batting versus Limers. And here we go with the first ball of the 2023 final of the Amaas Sporting Services over 50s T20 competition. It starts with a leg by, signaled by umpire Jimmy Lewis. And the challengers, it is the veterans who won the toss and elected to bat off and running, one without loss. Victor Patrick, the bowler. So we have the first run of the bat. It is Maxwell, Gordon Maxwell, and Ron Bates, the opening pair, but a near miss there for Maxwell. Miscuing a lofted drive, ball falling out of the reach of the fielder from backward point. Bates sits this one in the air for a while. It goes down into the deep on the onside. He's interested in coming back for a second, Bates, but Maxwell loses his footing at the striker's end and they decide not to. So Bates now off the mark, both batsmen off the mark, and extras also off the mark, 3 without loss. And over number 1 in this, the third Amaas Sporting Services over 50s, a painful leg before. And umpire Jimmy Lewis, who is standing at the northern or pavilion end, says not out. At the southern end is Ezra Marshall, the other official. Delivery on the leg stump, turned away into the onside by Maxwell to fetch himself a single and bring the total to 4. The first over, bowled by Victor Patrick, comes to an end, and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, seeing that this stream is going out into the universal capacity of the World Wide Web. Good afternoon to our ball-by-ball commentator, Lyndon the Boogeyman Yard.
And a special good afternoon to you, Wayne. Good afternoon to listeners and viewers. Of course, this is the grand final in brilliant, pristine conditions, a pitch that is perfect for batting. A little strawy and colored in terms of a few grass patches about, but it's a good batting strip. And no surprise, the veterans won the toss and elected to bat. Say a special good afternoon to Kamisha. She's done a fantastic job all season long. And all the way for her to climax the 2023 edition. Not sure who she's supporting. But we're breaking news immediately. And for this grand final, which we promise you that it will be bigger and better in 2024 as the start of over number 2. And this first delivery is played in the onside and there is no run. The new bowler is Giddens. And it's good. We work from here. 4 without loss, over number 2. And that breaking news, Wayne, is that Winston Enterprises has come on board for the grand final of the 2023 edition. There's a division launch. High, hard, and far. It's gone all over the road. The first maximum. And veterans, they ease up to 10 without loss, Wayne.
Well, gone searching there was Gittins, getting a bit too close to Brian Johnson, and Johnson immediately sending a message to Gittins and the other bowlers for the Limers. Maxwell sending a message to the Limers bowlers, stay in your area.
Yes, and that news is that Winston Enterprises has come on board, has new sponsors for the final. And as a result, the winners will now take away $2,500. Third place, second place will move up with $1,500, and third place will walk away with $500. So the prize money has increased dramatically, Wayne, for the final. And this is kudos to the sponsors who continues to put out an impressive product. And even at the very last minute, sponsors are willing to get on board on something that's good, and it will only get better. And I want to say kudos and thank you to new sponsors, Winston Enterprises, who jumped on board at this the dying stage of the competition. And it goes to show what streaming the cricket, what playing good cricket, what good quality veterans cricket can do to your brand.
Well, exciting times ahead for veterans cricket, I must say, Masters cricket here. And we must also give full compliments to the organizers of the competition, the Amaas Sporting Group, and of course led, and excellently led too, by Anthony Morris. Of course, this would have been, I would like to believe, his brainchild, his baby. And it's really, the sky is the limit, as it says.
As Giddens is in to bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is turning this one to short mid wicket to go for quick single. The return comes in and does not hit the stump. Is not backed up by Keith Seal, and they actually don't get back for that second run. Or it really should have been two. Keith Seal going down, not able to intercept, but it took one, and it's now 11 without loss. So 9 of those 11 to Maxwell. Bakes, the more aggressive of the two by nature, waits on Giddens and gets it ill-directed outside line of the leg stump and not taken by the keeper. And the ball comes down to the boundary for, pulls up in front of the boundary, and it will take 2. Not taken there by the keeper, Gregory Gaskin. And 2 wide signal by the umpire, so it's 14 without loss. And it gives us a good time in the second over to bring in our sponsors, Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston Enterprises, as I said, who've jumped on board with a flourishing donation at the final, MJ Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, for this splendid opportunity to use the facilities here, both the inside and outside surroundings. As Giddens is in and Blakes is looking to drive and get it up to the long off fielder, who goes down, gets a jump just in front of him, but still has it on his control, and they take one, number 15. And the veterans win the toss in perfect conditions and batting first, 15 without loss. Maxwell comes back in the strike. He has 9 against his name. Bakes is up to 2. He's a quarter of the 2. That's a news flash. Giddens on the way to bowl to Maxwell. Maxwell gets a short. Even slashes it over point down to the boundary for 4. Short outside of the off stump, wide and slow, and given the full treatment. And with that 4, over number 2 comes to, well, it's not quite the end as yet, but it's up to 19 without loss, and Maxwell capitalizing on some weak bowling.
Well, yes, some wayward stuff here from Cam Gittins. First, he was much too full, and this time too short, too wide at his pace, asking to be put away. And Gordon Maxwell just weighing in on the bounty.
And here is Giddens on the way to bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is beating himself the off stump. Gaskin thought he had his man, whipped the bails off, but with Maxwell losing his footing, he was able to keep his at least one of his feet, and he wears some size 14 shoes, and keeping one of them in the crease, which is very important. So at the end of over number 2, veterans win the toss and batting 19 without loss. Before we bring in the DJ, Small Trucking and Record Services, Bedman's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket, Golden Sands Hotel, Tamarind of the Islands Incorporated, The Last Stop Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo Services, Premier World Cargo Incorporated, and of course, Amaas Sporting Services, planning all your sporting events. Of course, this is the coverage of the Amaas Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament, the best in Barbados, and by next year, it'll be the best throughout the Caribbean.
Kurt, work for your money.
So, as Court comes back, we're going to pull him down, and it's going to be Victor Patrick into bowl to Bakes, and Bakes looking to sweep. Gets this one down to fine leg and onto the fence for 4. So the first boundary for Bakes pushes the veterans up to 23 without loss, and Bakes to 6, and 13 is Maxwell.
Well, more giveaways here by the Limers. One angling down the leg side and run Bates. All he had to do was get some batter onto that, and he got enough of it to get it down to the fine leg boundary for 4.
Of course, it's streaming brought to you by Anything Cricket and Flash Drive Media, as this is a debut launched down to mid-wicket, and just in front of square, the fielder runs back only to retrieve, and another boundary for Bakes as the veterans press on to 27 out loss with against a very ordinary bowling on a plastic track.
Well, yes, getting problems with his line, Victor Patrick. He has no one at home behind square on the onside, and those 2 deliveries actually outside the leg stump. and only asking to be put away.
I think he has also problems with his field placing. He has a 4-5 field, and one wonders why he has a slip. But he comes in, and this delivery is struck on the pad. He stifles the appeal at the umpire to go for a quick single. The keeper's across from behind, something that's gasking, and backed up by Patrick. And they take one. Run number 26 without loss. This is over number 3. As Patrick is in to bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is driving. Lovely shot past Keith Seal, who's having his problems in the field. They take one. Maxwell turns blind and comes back for the second run. So another 2 to the score card. I make it just about 30 without loss.
Flying start. Lyndon, you know, I've made the error of referring to Maxwell as Johnson on a couple of occasions. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that after this ball,
which he is playing from the crease, thinks about a single. Johnson would not play like that and look for a single. So
well, as I said, I have never associated Gordon Maxwell with opening batting. But well, maybe you've been watching the whole tournament. This may be a new Gordon Maxwell being revealed here.
Well, I've seen the better part of the tournament and get back to the after this delivery. As here is Patrick into him. And he's onto the front foot as the people like before. Umpire Jimmy Lewis will have none of it, much to the annoyance of Victor Patrick. Over number 3, done and dusted. I can tell veterans winning the toss and batting 30 without loss. They get back to that statement. I think since the northern end here by us has been renamed the Ellis Thompson end, that has prompted Gordon Maxwell to be strictly a batsman, because he would have also contested this end as well. The naming of this end.
Not me, Kurt.
Kurt seemed to have missed the cue. So, it looks as though immediately we're going to have a bowling change. It looks as though Ken is going to come into the attack.
Ken Mears.
So, Ken Mears into the attack. And no surprise, because I thought that the 2 opening bowlers in 2 overs, it never looked threatening. And it's a good batting strip. And Giddens, his first over was fairly ordinary. Patrick has been likewise. So now they're going to try with Ken Mears. And we'll see what he has to offer from the road end. This is the only end of the ground that doesn't have a name. The other end, the Ellis Thompson end. And that's the more popular end at the BNOC ground.
You think it'd be a perfect to call the other end the bowler's end?
Here is Mears in. And his first is coming down on the line of the leg stump. Seems to have blown back in, but wide signal by the umpire. And no contact made by Bix. Say good afternoon to those of you not coming to the ground. Remember, the stream is going live. And we can send the stream up to you. Is anything cricket, flash drive, anything cricket, let's talk. And flash drive media. And here is Mears into bowl to Bix. And Bix is swinging it into the leg side. And mid-on has a long chase. And he can give it the chase just about now. So Bix gets his 3rd boundary. And it's now 34 without loss.
Well, Bates also pouncing on anything too full. That delivery was a bit of an outswinger starting around middle stump, but because it was as full as it was, Bates got to the pitch and was able to manipulate it over the infield on the onside for a boundary.
So I think the difference between Gittins and Mears is that Mears is using a longer run-up, but it's simply delivering at the same pace.
That's one difference.
Well,
if not the only.
Yes, because Mears is much bigger as well. And he steams in the sun and bowls a delivery which is run past to Estwick, who patrols that backward point position. And they take one. Oh, actually, you can call him he's a backward point or square. Yeah, he's a backward point. There's a cover point in position.
Lyndon, you ever thought you would live to see the day that Gordon Maxwell outscore Ron Bates?
Well, I never thought I would live to see the day that Bates would bat more 3 overs too. But it's also correct. I think there's a lot of firsts happening in this tournament. This is the longest time I've seen Bates bat in 4 years.
Somebody once told me the truth is, and the facts are.
So, Maxwell will have to be senior partner at this stage then. Not in terms of experience, but in terms of height, as Mears is into Maxwell, and Maxwell is across his stump. And Mears has his hand on his ears, wondering how that didn't clip the off stump. The keeper, Gaskin, is having some problems making change. You know, we've gone to Barbados, a new currency. He's having his problem collecting the ball. I wouldn't go that far. It's my good friend. So let's take around the field. Agard, himself a former keeper, known for his limp in the tournament with the bat. And he stands at first slip and now goes down as Mears is into bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is across the stump, works the ball to mid-wicket. And long on comes into play, comes off the boundary like a hare. And they take one. This should be run number 33. Give me shot or 32? We'll get that shortly. 37. So 37 in over number 4 as Mears is into bowl to Bakes, and Bakes is looking to whip it into the leg side. Gets it to mid-wicket. They take one. A signal of leg by. So Bates with 3 boundaries against his name in the score of 38. Veterans, they're already on course for a good score. Being what your predicted score at this stage?
Well, they're going along at a rate of 9.91 runs per over, over a matter of 20 overs. They're looking like something like 180 odd. And
here is Maxwell looking to run the ball in the offside. Doesn't make contact as he would like. And that just about concludes over number 4, done and dusted. Maxwell has 16 from 15 deliveries. Bakes has 15 from 9. Victor Patrick, 2 overs, no meters, none for 13. Giddens, 1 over, no meters, none for 15. And Ken Mears, 1 over, no meters, none for 7. So what we can do, we're going to go to the batting side and tell you that Ron Bates, Gordon Maxwell, Brian Johnson, Ian Drakes, Winston Warren, Anthony Morris. This is the challengers side, the veterans, sorry. Victor Vibert Green, Raymond O'Geese. The way you can give the other side. The Limers.
Keith Seal, Victor Patrick, Gregory Gaskin, Edward Ince, Derwin Thompson, David Estwick. We pause.
As here is Patrick to Bates, struck on the pad. The people leg before. The people leg before. The people leg before. And the verdict is given. 38 for loss of 1. You call it a commentator's curse because, Wayne, the batsman coming back
is Ron Bates. And struck right in the middle. I don't think that the ball would have hit the off stump.
Nor the leg stump.
It could not. It was nowhere near the leg stump.
So it would have broken center stump.
Met the middle, shot me go wrong.
Kurt. Well, Wayne, we have some further breaking news. For Ron Bates, this is not good news. But remember, we had Wasteland Enterprises coming on board for the final. We also have Rubber Plastic coming on board, and this does not apply to Ron Bates. Any batsman who hits any of those flags immediately gets $150 compliments of the sponsors. Unfortunately, that news flash came too late for Bates. And this one is played out in the arm side. There's no run. So, Wayne, good news again.
Well, yes, fantastic news. As I said, exciting times ahead. And what is actually one of the best organized cricket tournaments in Barbados.
So 38 on the board.
150, any batsman striking a 6 that
hits the flag.
The feather
Any one of those
banners.
blue flags. Tough tanks. 4 flags you have to choose from. And it's down, at the moment, it's down to, I would say, the next 11 plus 10. Next 21 players, minus Bakes. When played out in the offside, there's no run. And they're strategically positioned, Wayne. You think anyone will hit them today?
Yeah, that one in corner looks inviting. The one in corner on the western side, that looks rather inviting.
And there's one very, very straight. So you're asking veterans over 50 to hit straight, which is a very difficult thing, Wayne, because
well, yes, a direct hit back overhead.
At 50 years, not a lot of things stay straight.
Well, I remember when I was 50, I was all right.
You was all right at 50.
At 50. That was a little while ago.
So the crowd continues to trickle in. Massive crowd anticipated for this grand final. This is over number 5, where the veterans won the toss and predictably decided to bat. Bates out for 15. Ian Drakes has filled the breach, and he is on strike. And his first delivery is caught at short mid-wicket by Ince. So Drakes comes in, and he goes back, caught by Ince off the ball of Victor Patrick. And from a position of 37 without loss, they're now 38 for the loss of 2. Win.
Well, you mentioned about things not being very straight at over 50. Some things don't last too long either. And the innings of Ian Drakes was rather quick. Call it a quickie.
Kurt?
So now Brian Johnson is in the middle, but he will be at the non-striker's end. As Gordon Maxwell will be facing up to Ken Mears, and Mears is outside the leg stump. A wicket-keeper Gasking having some problems in gathering, and Michael Agard after it, out to all. I almost said sprinting, but out to all. And the batsmen collect 2 wides is the signal from umpire Marshall. So we go up to 41 the total. Extras already up to 10. 7 of them wides. So we welcome our viewers throughout the world where this stream is beaming down the leg side once again from Mears, and again not gathered by the keeper. This time the ball has actually struck the pad of the batsman, and they go through for a leg bye. So 1 more to the extras. It's 42 for 2. The final of the Amaas Sporting Services Over 50s T20 Cricket Tournament 2023, the 3rd such tournament, and we are at the Barbados National Oil Company Sports Facility in Woodbourne, St. Philip, Barbados, as Mears is again on the legs. Worked away by Johnson behind square. Chase here for Gittins from backward square, and the batsman jogged back for a second run. So Mears targeting that leg stump since the first over, but this time getting his radar slightly off.
I think he's trying to use the breeze, Wayne. There's a fairly decent breeze coming from the east across to the western side of the country. So he's looking to use that and have the ball hang in the air.
Well, he's right arm over the wicket again, and this time much better line delivery. Worked off the toes, though, by Johnson. This time forward of square, and brings Roger Phillips away from his position at mid-wicket. And the batsmen rotate the strike. That's a single to Johnson. He's 3. Well, it's small, they tell me. And 45 for 2. As this delivery kept keeping a bit low again, in targeting that leg stump, and the ball worked away behind square for a single. So the veterans have been able to score off every delivery in this over so far, whether off the bat or via extras. Moves up to 46 for 2. Brings Brian Johnson back on strike, as again this one is right into the block hole, aiming for that area through the block hole, and worked away by Brian Johnson. So no problems actually created for the batsman. What Mears has been able to do, though, is being able to put a stem on the boundaries after being struck for 4 with his very first delivery. Ever since then, he's been able to stem the boundaries as he's pitching up, and Maxwell is driving out towards deep extra cover. They're going to come back for a second run. And so that over consisting of some 11 runs without any risk whatsoever. The veterans pair of Johnson and Maxwell is 49 for 2 after 6 overs.
Yes, and
So Victor Patrick about to start his 4th and final over. 3 overs, 2 wickets for 13 runs before this. And interestingly, Lyndon, Patrick is, again, this policy of bowling into the leg stump, worked away by Johnson for a single to bring it to 50 for veterans. So up comes the 50 of the first delivery of the 7th over. A very good power play for the veterans. 50 for 2, and Victor Patrick with number 50 on his back is on the leg stump and asking of umpire Lewis, clearly going down the leg side. I want to make the point, though, Lyndon, that Victor Patrick, one of the leading wicket takers in the tournament, came into this match with 8 wickets, 2 behind the leader, Ainsley Jordan, and he's now picked up 2 wickets to be the joint highest wicket taker. So a wicket here for him. Well, that's what I'm saying. A wicket here for him off the last 4 balls that he has. Could see him jumping to the top of the stack single-handedly. Here he is. Johnson, right arm over the wicket. Bowling to Gordon Maxwell, and Maxwell is going across the line slightly, hauling this delivery down to the deep mid-wicket. The ball coming off the inner portion of the bat. Maxwell going with the tide somewhat, as Patrick is able to get the ball to shape mostly into the right-handed batsman. And this time he'll be bowling to Gordon Maxwell, the total 51 for 2. And turned away, this time no run. Quietly turned away behind square. And picks up another dot ball for Victor Patrick, who has had an outstanding tournament. Continues to have an outstanding tournament. Has worked into the onside again. Their thoughts of going for a single, but the ball too close to that man coming in from behind square. No run. Long single of the final delivery of the 7th over. Victor Patrick's competition as far as bowling has come to an end. Fine figures, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 16 runs and 2 wickets. And he finishes it with 10 wickets, the joint leading wicket taker in the tournament so far.
And we want to pay kudos to our sponsors this year, the Amaas Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament. Of course, brought to you by Amaas Sporting Services Planners. For all your sporting event, there's The Last Stop Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo Inc., Tamarind of the Islands Incorporated, Golden Sands Hotel, BMC, Big Man Cricket, Bledman's Bar, Small Truck and Record Services, Barbados National Oil Company, MJ Car Services, Winston Enterprises, who stepped up to the plate significantly in this grand final, Barbados Prestige Tours, BJ Auto Cares, Farm Boys 2, and of course, Roboplastic, very much with us. Of course, is the tough tank. Remember, if you hit any batsman today who can hit the flags posted around the ground, you are entitled to $150. Any batsman who can hit those flags, you can hit it full, you're entitled to help yourself to a 150 blue flags, but there's only two blue flags strategically placed. Well, I'm only saying one. Yeah, there's one at square leg. I'm not so sure you can get the ball up there. Not sure bounce is going to come or low full toss. 50 Masters don't sweep. Masters tend to play in front of them. So as over number 8 comes, over number 9 is about to begin. 52 for the loss of 2. Ronald Rack currently analysts very much in the hutch as the crowd continues to trickle in. Good afternoon to my good friend, Mr. Butterscotch. Butterworth.
Mr. Butterworth.
He stayed on, man. He's put back his trip to be with us here today.
Well, yeah, he kept a promise. He told me he was going to stay along until this final comes off.
Unfortunately, when he left Spikestown this morning in the 6 o'clock bus and only now get here. It's not far away.
Yeah, he took the long way around. He came the East Coast road. As this delivery from Gittins is back. Cam Gittins bowling from that southern end where he had the 1 over earlier. And here he is again to bowl to Johnson. And this time he's keeping the batsman quiet with one well directed on target. Still a slip in place for Gittins. And he is wide of the off stump going for a drive. The ball is through the hands of Agard at first slip. The ball is going to trickle and pull up just in front of the rope at a very fine third man position. The batsman come back for 2. And a lucky escape there for Brian Johnson.
Yes, he was pushed over the bar by one of 4 keepers in this side, Agard, with Gaskin behind the stumps in preference to Agard himself, a keeper.
As onto the front foot and a painful leg before wicket. And up goes the finger of umpire Marshall. Getting in a stride on that occasion, Johnson. And we will need to see that on the monitor. But I believe, whatever I believe though, Johnson has to come back.
Yes, most definitely. And it's a good time to bring a Kurt. 54 for the loss of 3 in the process of over number 9.
In comes Pedro Agard at number 5 at 54 for 3. The Veterans 11 winning the toss and batting. And his first delivery is outside the off stump. He's slapping it hard into the ground. The ball goes scooting out to Eddie Ince there at point. Gets a nice generous bounce and feels cleanly, no run. Gittings right on target again, keeping Agard in check, pushes it back along the pitch to the bowler. So the end of a successful over for Cam Gittings. Vincent Gittings, in fact, is his given name. And he has taken the wicket, 54 for 3. We did have a chance to look at that last dismissal on the monitor, Lyndon, and what I saw was pitching outside off, impact, umpire's call, hitting, umpire's call.
Kurt, your call.
So it is going to be Dave Estwick. Remind me, Lyndon, not to call him David. His name is Dave, he tells me. And his first delivery is going through outside the off stump. Maxwell, who has been there from the beginning, drives and misses. There is no run. So Maxwell on 20. Run base dismissed for 15. Ian Drakes for no score and Brian Johnson for 8 as Maxwell is driving past the right hand of a falling extra cover fielder. That's my good friend Keith Seal, and Maxwell picks up a single to go to 21, the total 55 for the loss of 3 wickets. Pedro Agard comes into the strike. So just look at some of the contests for the leading performers in the competition. Mark Seeley from Challengers, who have been eliminated, 239 runs, the most by any batsman. Brian Johnson is now out of that race, having been dismissed. Gregory Gasking, who's running second in the race, is 160 up to this stage, as the next delivery from Estwick is pitching down and coming into the right-handed Agard, who is again forced to be quiet, playing it defensively into the offside. There is no run. So Gaskin would be looking to the batsman to challenge Mark C. Outside the off-stump, hit hard by Agard, straight into the chest of Small at. So now it is Phillips. Well, Small Phillips. We can call it either one of them Small. But this is Phillips taking the catch on the rebound. I must remind, the ball was hit straight to him, hit fairly powerfully. It was a wide delivery. Agard actually had to reach for the ball, and I suspect that is where he lost the control of the shot, Lyndon.
Yes, 55 for loss of 4. And I think you'll see at the stage where the Limers have clawed their way back into this contest, and at the moment are slightly ahead. 11 extras, 4 leg byes, 7 wides, a total of 55 for loss of 4 after 8.4 overs. Just to give you some figures, as we have a ad coming up at the end of this over. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 16. The figures of Victor Patrick. He's completed his tournament with 10 wickets. Winston Green, 2 overs, 1 maidens, 1 for 17. Winston Giddens, I should say, beg your pardon. Ken Mears, 2 overs for 17 runs as well. Hasn't taken a wicket. And Dave Eswick, and not David, as in the computer. He sent on 4 deliveries, He's conceded 1 run. He's picked up 1 wicket. Say good afternoon to William Lashley, as he's here for his award for turning up in the tournament, leading his team to the semi-finals. Johnson goes out to partner as a runner. So at the senior, the ICC level is not allowed, Wayne, but at 50 overs and 50 years plus, all men past 50, they say need help.
Well, yeah, but and then again too, in the case of Agar, of Maxwell, it's not regular that he's been at the crease this long.
Yes, so that's his first problem.
He's been there all of 8 overs and 4 balls. This is unknown territory for him.
So the new batsman in is Winston Warren, and I think we're in that projected score of 180. You need to readjust that before you leave.
Well, before the innings finish, front foot. So we've seen a left-hand batsman coming to the wicket for the first time. And Eswick will love this matchup. He tends to get the ball to drift from the off to leg to the right-handed batsman. And this delivery is swung away high out towards the wide long-on position. A bounce and a roll across the rope. Well struck by Winston Morris. He ain't making the sport.
And at the end of over number 10, 59 for loss of 4. Gordon Maxwell not out on 21. Winston Warren has opened his account with 4. Let's hear from our sponsors.
Tough time, we talking about tough time. Tough time, we talking about tough time. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Tough Tank is our brand. We talking about tough tank. Constant supply of water for your home or business. Tough Tank is in demand. We talking about tough Give Rotoplastics a call today. Our team will pay you a visit. You'll be on your way. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Get your Tough Tank today.
Fantastic Robo-Plastics. Thank you for your sponsorship. That's over number 10. And Maxwell just finding that area. Wide open space on the onside of the wicket as Gittings is full and straight.
What do you think could be the problem with Maxwell? He's slimly built.
Well,
what kind of injury do you think he's carrying?
Well, he pulled a string, some kind of string. I would imagine that it would have to be. You talk about him being slim and stringy. So it would be some kind of string that had to be pulled there.
60 with loss of 4. Over number 10. Ronald Rock Curtin, the analyst, comes a call in after this. At the break. Remember, you hit one of those blue flags. Tough Tank, Roboplastic. Now there's one to our extreme left. Once you hit those, any batsman to hit those, will get $150 compliments of Roboplastic.
I think that would be of particular interest to Warren. When we saw that shot that he played to get off the mark, I think that flag, when he's batting from that end, would be of a lot of interest to him.
So the flag, the Tough Tank flag at deep mid-wicket and the Roboplastic flag at deep square leg, then will be of interest now if he can sweep.
Gets this one off the inside edge between the batsman and the stumps, down to the vacant short fine leg, and gets a single, total into the 60s. So yes, the veterans really hauled back after that enterprising beginning given by Bates and Maxwell.
A side of keepers, Wayne, as we were saying earlier, a side with at least 4 keepers in it, Gaskin behind the stumps. First up is Agar himself, a keeper.
61 for 4 as Maxwell is driving extravagantly. Not picked up cleanly on the deep cover boundary.
By the third keeper in the side, Derwin Thompson.
By the other keeper. And allowing for a second run.
Can you guess who's the 4th keeper in the side, Wayne? I've named 3 for you.
I was thinking of Keith Seal.
You got that right.
63 for 4 as Maxwell is coming onto the front foot and then having to wait for a much slower delivery from Gittins. Gittins is already slow. He's bowling a slow delivery and the slower one. And that was the slower delivery. Well controlled. Maxwell settles. And he is having a slash at one outside the off stump and not making contact.
Seems to have lost his rhythm in the last, I would say, half an hour, man. Started with a flourish of boundaries.
Well, he's been at the wicket for 45 minutes, so half hour is a long time. But here he comes and onto the front foot. And again, he's kept in check by Gittins. So Gittins has come back really strongly after a bit of a pasting in his very first over. He's now taken 1 for 21 from 3 overs. I make my exit. I call on Ronald Rat, the analyst curtain, the original and only analyst. All others are counterfeit.
Kurt.
You gone?
My question is that more than one box, my head.
Take off here. That's one box to take off here. You said I'm not on here, right? Two men take off here. 2 or 3 men take off here. Take off here. Behind door.
I started at 180, yeah. But that got readjust now.
Well, we're going to have a resumption. 10 overs done and dusted. 63 for the loss of 4. It's going to be Estwick to pick it up. I've been joined by Ronald Rockcurtain, the analyst. Warren has 5 against his name. He's going to have strike. Maxwell at the non-strikers end. He has 24, and this delivery is worked into the offside, fielded by the fielder in from backward point. And they take what is run number 65. For the loss of 4. Or 64 for 4.
64.
So, Eswit making a change. Good afternoon to you, Rat.
Good afternoon. How you going, my brother?
Oh, I'm going well, Rat.
How was your Valentine?
Oh, what a way to start, Rat. I'm crestfallen, Rat. I didn't have a Valentine, Rat.
I had a good time.
You had a good time. What did you do for Valentine, Rat?
I was in gym.
So, 64 for loss of 4. And here is Maxwell onto the front foot. Plays the ball on the offside. There's no run. If you just joined us, Bates went for 15. Drakes didn't score. Johnson made 8. Agar did not score as well. And Warren is not on 6. He's at the non-strikers end. Maxwell, 24 against his name. He's going on to the back front, plays the ball into the offside. They go for a single. A little bit of a mix-up between the non-striker and the batsman, because the non-striker is looking at the batsman. So then Warren really should be looking at Johnson at square leg. He's at the non-strikers end.
That was outside knocking to get in.
He's going on to the back front, plays the ball into the offside.
So,
Go for a single.
A single achieved.
65 for loss of 4. This is over number 11. And the breaking news that greeted us today, Winston Enterprises coming on board, and a dramatic increase in the prizes. The top prize will now be $2,500. Runners-up will receive $1,500. Third place, $500. And what a wonderful increase at the last minute. Also, Roboplastic has come on board, and they are offering $150 to every batsman who can hit any one of 3 flags.
So if Winston hit the flag, you just send back the money?
If Winston hit the flag, if he can send back the money?
Yeah.
Well,
he made the sponsor. But yeah, that's very good. You know, increase at this all time. It's very important.
And it goes to show the magnitude of this tournament, right?
Yes.
Of course, it's being streamed live by Anything Cricket. Let's Talk in association with Flash Drive Media. And you can stay wherever you are and watch the action as Maxwell plays it into the offside. Is no run. Maxwell, a little bit out of card at this stage, right? 25 from 30 deliveries. He's been there from the very start.
Yes.
And what he did that was not a difficult task was he outlasted Bix.
You say you only last 3 overs, so.
Here is a delivery which is in, and Maxwell slashes through the hands of Keith Seal, and they take one. Might have been dropping on him. You have to look at the replay and see whether it did carry.
But Seals have not stopped a ball for the day.
Yeah, Seal is the best thing Seal has done all day is go on the ground. And veterans move to 67 for loss of 4. Slashes through the hands
that
of
concludes
Keith Seal.
over number 11.
And they take
Kurt.
one. Might have been dropped. Well, at the moment, you have to agree that Limers are in front. And here is a division set in the air. Peels off the edge, down to third man. Will run across the rope and into the boundary for 4. So welcome boundary there for
Maxwell.
the veterans. Yeah. And Maxwell with that boundary moves up to 30. 71 for loss of 4.
Yes, at this stage, Maxwell need to go for bro. At this stage, he's injured, you know.
I have to agree that Limers are in front.
Doesn't make sense here back to the end with this injury. And don't get past at least 60.
Down to third man will run across the rope and into the boundary for 4. So welcome boundary.
You have Vibrant Green.
Yeah, Vibrant Green is still to come. Anthony Morris.
He call him another name. Castro
to come. Raymond Orgis. He's promised so much and delivered very little. So he said today is his day.
Emerson Jordan there to come.
Emerson Jordan. You don't want to see him with a bat. Preference with the ball.
Yeah, you see how a niggling injury last week. He looked very fit this week.
So you went to the gym.
Yeah, a fit guy.
I think strategically they're saving Thompson for Jordan. That's a mismatch.
Yes, he did Thompson the warning him last week. No, you have his man.
So the mind games continue. And this delivery stroked up to the long off fielder. That is Victor Patrick, who has it under his control. Run number 72 for the veterans. The current rate, right? 6.35.
Yes.
What do you think they need to get that rate up to get a control?
I think my girlfriend hold us say 180, but I looking at 155.
155. Yeah. 72 for 4. We're in the 12th over. 11.2 overs gone. 11 extras, 4 leg byes, and 7 wides. Giddens in his final over. 3.2 overs, no middens, 1 for 26. As another cash throw arrives. Owen Birch just made it all the way from Pori Springs.
So which cash throw is he, brother?
Here it is. I believe he's trying to pass the people leg before.
That's my good friend.
Warren looking for that tough tank flag. He wants to spend his $150 in cash at the bar.
Yes, I think that.
Remember, the bar is open, still stocked. The prices are ridiculously low at its best. You can also get the grill very flavorful. Here's Warren coming onto the front foot. This is 20 overs and not 20 days.
No, you want for next year. But at the left hand, you already have the perfect thing to hit that same tough time.
Yes.
At the left hander.
Well, I think Warren is limited to this stroke play. That's his problem. So this flag's maybe out of his reach. And there he goes. Gets a delivery. And he allows it to drop down into almost a toe. Makes it into a Yorker. And there is no run. So unbelievable stuff being offered out here by Winston Giddens. He completes his quarter. 4 overs, no middens, 1 for 26. A decent spell. Veterans win the toss and battle there. 72 for the loss of 4 with Gordon Maxwell. 31 from 33 deliveries. Kurt.
You know. Well. Yardy, I think we need a chance to tempo the month of love.
All right. I'll tell you what's happening.
Yes.
The final, the grand final, the 2023 final of the Amaas Services T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament as Maxwell is castled at last. So his wicket goes down. Veterans are now 72 for a loss of 5. And I think the cat's among the pigeons. He's gone for 31 from 34 deliveries as...
The veteran
Vibert Green goes to the crease. Kurt. T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament as Maxwell is castled at last. So his wicket goes. Well, the new batsman in is Vibert Green. As for the second time, Brian Johnson takes off his pad. That's what we will put him back on for the rest of this innings.
It is that.
72 for the loss of 5. Over number 13 in progress. Green to have the strike. Eswick, 2.1 overs, no middens, 2 for 9. He's delivered the ball from the Thompson Ellis end. He's into bowl to Green, and Green to this delivery is stretching forward, plays it off the inner portion of the bat. The ball trickles up to the field at short mid wicket. There's no run. So Limers are in front. And the Veterans with 2 victories in this competition. And Limers looking to cause a major upset at the moment. They're doing exceptionally well. Here is Eswick to bowl to Green. And Green is across his stumps, playing from the crease. Using the right foot, right? Showing the experience, right?
Yes, and he's a senior pro, so he got to pull himself deep, travel all around the world. He really got to come very good this afternoon.
As Eswick from the Ellis Thompson end into Boulder Green. Green tucks it in the leg side, beats the man at short mid wicket. They go for 1. Inch flies in off the boundary. And they take 1. A good return coming in there. So 1 more total. It's now 73 for the loss of 5 in over number 12. Want to say thank you to our sponsors, Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston Enterprises, of course, for that gracious donation this morning to up the
Tempo.
where the prize money is concerned. The winners will receive $2,500. The runners up $1,500. Third place $500. Here is Eswick on the way into bowl to Warren, and Warren is driving off the inner portion about up to the field off the long on boundary. He'll take what will be run number 74 and over number 13. Just 1 delivery shy. MJ Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, for the generous use of these facilities. Small trucking and wreckage services. Bledman's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket, Golden Sands Hotel, Tambourine of the Islands Incorporated. The Last Stop Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo Inc. Incorporated. Of course, this is the Amaas Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters Final. And here is Green onto the front foot, wants a quick single and get it too. And with that single, the total is up to 75 for the loss of 5. 14 of the 14th over to come up. And after 13 over, 75 for 5 with Bakes 15, Maxwell 31, Drakes and Airguard both got a dot. Johnson got 8. Warren is not on 8. Viper Green is not on 2. Kirk.
Up on it. Back up on it.
So, live coverage of the Amaas. This is the Auxiliary Officer, Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters, 50 Over Masters Final, featuring veterans and limers. Of course, the stream is brought to you by Anything Cricket Let's Talk in association with Flash Drive Media. And we want to thank Winston Enterprises and Roboplastic, as this dip is whipped into the onside. A collision between the non-striker and the bowler. A little bit of a byplay. And 1 run achieved. But an interesting move that Derwin Thompson has been introduced from the wrong end.
Yes, I think so. You don't want to worry about
he's coming from the bowling end.
From the bowling end. I think it's unfortunate.
And not the Ellis Thompson end.
He need to come at his end.
So it's a strange tactics here.
Yes.
I think Jimmy Lewis looks very concerned.
Yes, even that say he look concerned.
First time for the day of seeing Jimmy Lewis looking to his left and not straight ahead, straight on.
You looking for a little dark split?
So
Good afternoon.
So here's Thompson around the wicket, Auxiliary the off stump. And with number 69 of his back. Do you think there's a specific reason why he has 69 on his back rack?
I think that's the number that I cherish very much. The number that I love.
He rubs the ball vigorously, comes into bowl to Warren. And Warren is hitting it in the air. It will land safely on the bounce.
But you must say good afternoon to the ladies from St. Joseph.
Oh yes, the ladies who've made their way up from St. Joseph. They have come here religiously, right?
And in tremendous form. 36, 24, 30, excellent.
77 for loss of 5.
That's my girls.
And over number 14, receive an email from them this morning. They want to know if there's anything going on up this side at weekends that they can continue to come here on weekends. I'm trying to arrange something for them. As Green is coming back for the second, the return comes in to Keith C, who has stopped nothing for the day.
No, you have no intention to start any for the day either. Not even start like
Not even like stoplights did he stop today.
But yeah, it's good when you can come all the way down to St. Joseph, St. Lucie, and all those places that come and support this cricket. It's very important. Community
they have informed me they feel very at home.
Yeah, they're at home. Cool breeze.
79 for 5. Thompson from the secret end.
Yeah.
Comes into bowl to Green, and Green is Thompson has gone through. Thompson has gone through. Bullseye. Bullseye.
Bullseye. Bullseye.
79 for 5 becomes 79 for 6.
99.9 miles an hour.
Kirk. Controlled. Thompson is gone through. Bullseye. Bullseye.
There's a St. Joseph. That's for the ladies in Joseph.
Becomes controlled.
What you see
Thompson is gone through. Bullseye. Bullseye.
Woo! The flavor, sweetness. Oh, sweetness. If I sweet, I sweet.
Right. The question has to be asked. Where do all the sweet women come from?
Where all the sweet women come from? St. Joseph. Nice. Down there. Woo! Oh. Lord have mercy. Whoa. Yes, show your sweetness. Show your sweetness. Show your sweetness. Oh, Lord have mercy. Drop it. Sweetness. Well, boy.
Well, 79 for 6, and you must commend the management of Limers
Yeah.
for bringing Thompson from the secret end.
Yes, and that ball was a 99.9 deliveries. It broke all the records this afternoon. We had no clue whatsoever. Bullseye. Stop.
Everybody was looking for Thompson from the Ellis Thompson end.
Yeah, he's smart guy.
Good strategy by Ali and the company to bring Thompson from the secret end.
And our good friend Castro
I
has
haven't
come to
said
the
that Castro has gone to the crease, and our good friend Ince has the ball in hand.
Yeah. So, something must give. But yeah, I must really commend the girls who come for St. Joe to really support their players on that side. They really support it. And every week, somebody coming new and new.
So, start of my final over for this stint. Over number 15. 79 for the loss of 6. And if you're supporting Limers, you have to get here in a hurry. Ron Bakes, he made 15 off 10 deliveries. Gordon Maxwell, he contributed 31 from 34 deliveries, 2 4s and 1 6. Bakes struck 3 4s. Ian Drakes and Pedro Agard combined faced 9 balls and not one scored a run.
Unbelievable.
Pedro Agard, I said he got not 4 deliveries, and Drakes faced 5. Here's the delivery cut away by Warren. Down to short third man who's after it. And they take 1 and a turn and come back for 2. So Warren moves to 11. 81 for loss of 6 in over number 15. Drakes, as I said, he made not from 5. Agard, not from 4. Keep repeating that. Johnson made 8 from 11. Green stayed 8 deliveries. He got a bullseye from Thompson. He went for 5. Knocked his castle over the delivery. Launched in the air. Will fall in no man's land.
Cameron not catch out the dead net, sweet net, split on that there. Cameron he don't want to drop it, so he's not going to catch it.
So another single achieved. 82 for loss of 6. So right, you see that at the moment that the veterans are somewhat struggling.
Yeah, they're under tremendous pressure at this stage.
Raymond Orgis, Emerson Jordan, and Hayden Archer to come. The 3 of them combined don't offer a lot with the bat.
Well, the scores I'm not able to predict that to be last that long. But it was important that Castro is very dangerous.
Yeah, I think Castro is the man here. Castro and Warren, this partnership.
Yes.
I think Castro is the danger man that can hit that rubber plastic point sign,
easy
flag, and reach that, collect that 150.
As the Indian man, he ain't able to do that no more.
Which Indian man?
How you get Castro? I ain't know. How you get Castro?
So he will face his first ball. Chief Cook and Bottle Washer.
Yes, good man.
Of the Amaas Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament, the best in Barbados, and by next year the best in the Caribbean.
And then that 2 years the best in the world.
For sure. He waits on Ince, who's waiting on him. Operating with a 5-4 field. Ince is into Castro, and Castro is playing it down to short third man. And we get a single out there to the fielder. That's Agard, one of 4 keepers in the side.
But yeah, what is Ince bowling?
Ince is bowling. I'll have a look at him closely. 83 for the loss of 6 over number 15.
Just watch him, manager.
At the halfway stage. Veterans batting. And Warren, not on 12, 14 deliveries with just 1 4. We've only had 1 6 hit by Gordon Maxwell. Nowhere near the flags. As inches in off spin outside of the offside, crash through the offside. Off the boundary comes the fielder who comes in, and they take one. So veterans doing it in singles, right?
Yes.
This partnership is critical.
Very critical.
To them getting the next 100 runs predicted by Wayne Holder the next 5 overs.
And
And only 5 overs after that.
I don't know if I.
I asked him to adjust his target before he left. He said he don't need to adjust it. Have a lot of batting coming.
Yes.
I think he made a lot of batting on the computer.
On the computer. But
Ince
all conjecture at this time.
to bowl to Morris. 1 from 1. Ince is into bowl to Morris. And Morris is driving through the offside. There's a sweep off the boundary. Has it under his control. They take 1. Morris wants 2. Warren is not interested. So they jog 1 to the fielder on the boundary. And they're asking Mears to come to the ball. But they have to understand Mears is a heavy set man.
And the server.
And the surfer. 85 for a loss of 6. Final delivery of over number 15. Final delivery of my stint. I'll close out with some ads. Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston Enterprises Incorporated, MJ Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Trucking and Record Services, Bledman's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket, as this delivery is outside of the off some colorway. To the sweeper of the cover bungalows across to his left, goes down and turn and come back for 2 on a fumble. And they get it 2 quite easily. So at the completion of 15 overs, veterans win the toss and bat an 87 for a loss of 6 to complete my stint. Golden Sands Hotel, Tambourine of the Islands Incorporated, The Last Star Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo Inc., Amaas Sporting Services, of course, planners of all your sporting events. And this is the Amaas Sporting Services T20 Over 50s Masters Tournament for 2023. Also, thanks to our sponsor BJ Auto Cares, Farm Boys, and Winston Enterprises, along with Rota Joe Plastics.
Yes.
More from Wayne Holder, Rat the Analyst, and Kurt. And then Wayne Holder.
Well. Miss St. George's are just arriving. Look, oh my golly. Look that farm. Woo-hoo. What holy. Look the hair. Oh my God. Oh Lord, see here all she mode. Look at that. Oh my word.
And I am almost sure that the veterans would want some of that farm.
Yeah, they need that kind of farm. Woo. Lord, all this
We
football.
sat down for the death.
She jumped shit.
We sat down for the death of this.
Oh Lord, we gotta read that shirt. She back in the labors. Whoa. Pink shoe, pink hat, pink hair, pink bag. Woo-hoo.
88 for 6 it is. We are into the 16th over. And Derwin Thompson continuing from the solid end.
Secret end.
The road end, the Berlin end, the airport end.
He's not bowling from his end.
And some say the secret end, the bowling end. As he is around the wicket to bowl to Warren. And Warren is walking into his defensive shot, pushing it up to short extra cover. There is no run. So Warren is on 15 and Morris on 3. The innings very much in need of some rebuilding, but they don't have a lot of time to do it, right? Because we are running out of overs. And at 88 for 6, I'm not so sure that they are exactly happy with the position as Thompson is in again and looking to come into his wicket and pull this one around. Thompson is already celebrating.
Why?
Imagining that it was a leg before wicket. I don't see why the batsman getting outside the off stump and playing a shot. It's true that the ball might have come on with the angle to hit the stumps. But let's look at the air on the monitor, right? Tell me what you're seeing.
The trend line says not out. No argument whatsoever. DJ Man, you gotta pump a song for that lady for Barbie. Lord of mercy. You gotta get here. Tanti. You gotta get here, lady here. You gotta wash here. You gotta get them, but they girls over there. You gotta get So what your prediction score Van Hollen at 180 come down to what 120?
Well, they're gonna need some kind of injection, and Edward says outside the off stump, slashed away by Morris. They go quickly for one. The batsman ought to come back for a comfortable second run. The fielder there in the deep. Ken Mears way in the distance in that the longest part of the ground actually.
Yes.
And the 2 runs easily had. So Morris gets a couple to move to 5. The veterans up to 90 for 6. Over number 17 in progress. Morris is going high. Handsome chance for a catch. Easily taken by Victor Patrick at long off. Just poaching it as it fell into his hands.
Yes.
And the veterans fall into even deeper trouble. They lose Anthony Morris, who one of one batsman who would have been capable of seeing them out of this hole. He goes for 5. Easily taken by Patrick of the bowling.
Easy
of Edward Ince. Ince gets a wicket. It is 90 for 6 now. 2 balls gone in over number 17.
So music man continue to play the song for the lady. Whoa! All of me is kind of bad. All of me is backing down. All of me is backing down. But man, at this stage, you need to battle all the overs is very important too. At this stage.
Well, Raymond O'Geese has come to the middle, and his first delivery is outside the off stump, looking to nudge it past his very good friend, Gregory Gaskin.
Yes.
These 2 players would have played together at the Passage United Club. And now on opposite sides, as Ince is in to bowl to O'Geese, and O'Geese is hitting this one down to that man who took the catch to get rid of Morris a couple of deliveries ago. This time, the batsman get a single. So O'Geese gets off the mark. Raymond O'Geese and his brother Albert O'Geese. These have been real veterans on the local circuit.
Yes, around a long time.
And that single takes the total up to 91. It's 91 for 7. It's around the wicket to Warren, and Warren is hitting this one in the air, but it's falling into a wide open space on the offside over the head of the extra cover fielder. Brings the fielder small around from the sweeper position. They are deep cover, and a couple runs had.
But when you know I tall and small.
Well, no, we can't associate the word. You can't associate the word tall with your small.
I got centimeter.
You mean you mean small shorter than you?
I don't want to say tall then.
Full toss, worked away behind square. Runs here for the veterans. Small is touching down and turning. The ball is approaching the boundary at fine leg. O'Geese is quickly lapping Small and Warren, in fact, and getting some 3 runs there. No ball is also the call. So to add insult to injury, we're going to have a free hit.
First free of the day.
So 4 runs off for the shot. 1 extra and 3 runs to Warren, who has played a very important. Now he's up to 20 off 22 balls.
Yes. Important cognitive.
97 now for 7 the total, as it will be O'Geese to face up to the free hit.
Yes, I am.
Let's see what he has to offer. Ints, start, stops, turns, heads back to the top of his mark.
First we have today, man.
Swung away lustily by Orgis, taking full advantage of that free hit. It's getting it, angling it into the leg stump, and Orgis going with the floor, brings up the 100 in style. The ball out to deep mid wicket for 4. 101 for 7 at the end of 17.
Music man is all yours. That's all. So where was your prediction? I counted 120, 125. I stand at that.
I'm making no more predictions. As we resume after that unofficial strategic timeout. And Thompson guard moves around from his position at the deep third man boundary. And the batsmen are going to come back for a third run. The return from Agard into the keeper. And Gaskin with a fantastic throw to the non-strikers and scores a direct hit. And Warren finds himself short of the ground. Run out at the secret end is Warren.
That's a secret end.
But that, I think, is a lovely combination of effort between Agard and the third man boundary. You see, people don't understand strategy, right? People thought that Agard was slow, but that was to lure the batsman into a false security.
But Agard fell on the volley.
And Gaskin did a fantastic job collecting the ball. Actually having to run halfway to the boundary to get the ball from Agard. Then to get it up to the non-strikers and a straight directly. Beautiful cricket. That is a spectacle.
Warren still ain't getting it.
Agard into the keeper. Winston Warren run out for 22.
But Warren, you got a gallon of water just now, man.
Veteran.
I think the water had it too heavy. If you drink a lot, it'll make a difference. Drink a lot of water. It's like a petrol.
103 for 8. With overs running down.
Yellow pass. What is happening here? Music might give us something sentimental.
It's going to be Hayden Archer.
Woggy's bad.
Rat tell me he's an opening batsman by trade. coming at number 10. Not on strike. Steered away by August and gets a couple. Does he? Yes, he gets. Down to backward point. So he's up to 7. Been quite busy since he came to the wicket, August.
Yes.
Total up to 105 for 8. Steered away, called for the single. Only a single too. So Archer will have his first knock. The veterans, again to remind you, winning the toss, electing to bat, getting off to a fairly brisk start by the opening pair of Ron Bates and Gordon Maxwell. But since then, the innings has gone somewhat into decline. There's an appeal, stifled appeal, withdrawn appeal from Derwin Thompson.
Secret end.
Only he knows the secret. This one on the pass, turning to the onside. They go for a quick single, small comes in, doesn't pick up, the single is taken. So Archer gets off the mark. The total 107 for 8 as we come to the end of the 18th over. So just 2 overs left and only 2 wickets in the hut. The veterans will do well to get up to 120 from here. That run rate that I had mentioned very early in the innings, which was almost nearly 10 at the time, has declined
almost
dramatically to below 6 and over, below a run a ball.
Why are the question? How you get 180?
No, I just did a quick calculation. At that point, they were going at over 9 runs and over.
Okay.
So we were assessing that if they'll continue at that rate for 20 overs, it was just my arithmetic.
Okay.
That I was exercising.
Okay. So you lack
more so than my cricket sense.
But I believe that 180 will be a lot of good, a very good score. But at this stage, 120, 125, my make insisted.
Well, low-scoring games can be very interesting from time to time, although the conditions here, this pitch that we see here doesn't merit a run-a-ball total batting for us. These conditions are much too good.
But when I watched a lot of cricket for the last month or so, the thing that batting second always panic.
Well, again, you have been watching the cricket, you know the form, right?
Yes, it always
you know the form. Talking about form, though, what are your picks for the upcoming Gold Cup, man? I think you would have also been watching the form. Not only the form of the lady in pink.
Well, I think the ladies look better than the horse that coming down. Sure. I'm going to get one of her. I'm going to get one of them. No way. But no, I go to get the results from Yardy. You know, Yardy brings in there quick. What?
Outside the leg stump. Batsmen go for one leg by.
Cash for cash. I got to bet my Yardy to give me a horse.
So you're not jumping on a horse, right? You'd rather jump on a woman. I mean, bet on a woman.
Yeah. I've been lost on a woman. I still got another chance. I've been lost by a horse. I can't get another chance. So
okay, one of the ladies.
Yardy, you give me a little
Eswick into bowl to August, and August says, hit this one straight down the ground.
And that man has just protect my ladies. That's a good man.
Brilliant shot by August. Had that ball gone at the other end, right, I think we might have been seeing the first claim for $150.
Yes,
that ball went as straight could be.
Yes, you're
as
perfect.
Eswick pitched up on August, swung into it and picked up a boundary. And
Beautiful
goes
shot.
into double figures and gets another delivery. And so he goes, pulls it away behind square on the outside. 4 runs just inside the boundary. Raymond August on fire here at BNOC. Veterans go out to 116 for 8. 3 balls left in the penultimate over.
And I tell you 125 is a magical score. And 120 will be. And this is Darts man. This is man from the church thing. He just arrived at Noodle. Yes, that's a man. Create that end. I think
Eswick a bit overcompensating. The previous delivery pitched up and was hit back overhead. He pulled his length back, and August, I think, anticipating that, was on the back foot coming into his wicket and really made good contact. He hit that one sweetly.
Beautiful.
Very close to the Roboplastic sign. Remember that any batsman hitting the feather banners around the ground on the full, the blue feather banners immediately gets $150. I saw Leon Lane. He showed me the money. So the money is here, and it is immediate as an immediate prize. Here comes Eswick to bowl to Orgis. Orgis is going aerial again, over the head of Ken Mears in that cover. Mears goes behind it hard. The batsmen come back for 2, and they're going to take 1 on the throw. Orgis is left short of his ground. Excellent work by Ken Mears. Good return to the non-strikers end on the bounce right over the stumps. And Eswick had no problem then to collect, remove the bails, and rather disconsolate Raymond Orgis comes back to the pavilion. Run out he was for 18. The last man heading in is Emerson Jordan. Veterans of his ground. 118 for 9-0. And this is still the penultimate over. The question is, will they be able to see off the full complement of 20
I think
overs?
most important at this stage is about all your overs at this stage. But Orgis, I might get road Orgis, not going to get road himself, so somebody says paper. But that's such a life.
So Archer is sweeping. There goes the nod of umpire Lewis.
Oh, Lord.
The question has been answered, Rat. The veterans will not see out the full allotment of 20 overs. The innings closes with the total 118 with 1 ball left in the penultimate over. So with some 7 legal deliveries left, veterans dismissed for 108. Last wicket to fall, Hayden Archer. Leg before wicket to Dave Eswick for 1. Eswick completes the magical figures, I believe, of 3 for 22 from 3 overs and 5 balls, along with 2 for Victor Patrick, 2 for 16 from 4 overs, 1 for 26, Winston Gittins, Derwin Thompson 1 for 11, and Edward Ince 1 for 21. Ken Mears, the other bowler, used 2 overs for 17 runs. 13 extras made up of 5 leg byes, 7 wides, and 1 no ball. A very, very unsatisfactory total, I believe, from the veterans, as that delivery, as straight can.
Tough time, we talking about tough time. Tough time, we talking about tough time. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Tough Tank is our brand. We talking about tough time. Constant supply of water for your home or business. Tough Tank is in demand. We talking about tough Give Rotoplastics a call today. Our team will pay you a visit. You'll be on your way. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Get your Tough Tank today.
Victor Vibert Green starting out from the pavilion end as the Limers go in pursuit of a winning target of 117. Michael Agard and Ken Mears, the opening pair, and the former Barbados medium pace all-rounder is swatted away through mid-on by Agard for the first run of the innings. So a low scoring affair up to this stage. Of course, we know that low scoring matches can be a bit tricky. Sometimes low targets, as this delivery is wide outside the off stump, starting wide and going further away. Wicketkeeper Pedro Agard skipping around to his right. And I emphasize on the word skipping. And one more to the total. Extras open their account, 2 without loss. Green right arm over the wicket to Mears, and Mears is covering up to a delivery that's pitching down, shaping back into the right-handed batsman, and playing from the crease, pushing it out to short extra cover. There is no run. Slip backward point, cover point, extra cover, mid-off deep, long on. Man on the deep mid-wicket boundary, a mid-wicket saving one, and a man back on the 45 at short, fine leg. Outside the all-stump, hit straight, down the ground, and that man from long on, Brian Johnson, around to his left to field. So now Mears, he gets off the mark. The total up to 3 without loss in over number 1. The veterans winning the toss, electing to bat all out in 18 overs and 5 balls for 118, as this one is hit down the ground. This is going to come all the way to the pavilion for 4. A lovely shot by Michael Agard. Green getting this one much too full, just outside the all stump, and just easing onto the front foot and obeying the basic of hitting the ball back from whence it came. Timed it beautifully, and 4 sweet runs to Michael Agard. Agard, one of the leading scorers in the competition before today. Here he is playing another magnificent drive out to extra cover, piercing that gap between the cover and the extra cover. Delivery wide of the all stump and giving his arms, Agard, and he's taking them, smashing it away. The ball did travel in the air for a bit, but timed majestically and out to the deep extra cover boundary for 4 to bring us to the end of over number 2. 11 for no loss, the Limers, and like the veterans, Limers getting off to a rather brisk start. Kurt?
Tough time, we talking about tough time. Tough time, we talking about tough time. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Tough Tank is our brand. We talking about tough tank. Constant supply of water for your home or business. Tough Tank is in demand. We talking about tough Give Rotoplastics a call today. Our team will pay you a visit. You'll be on your way. Rotoplastics, so
the engine, there.
So we have been joined by Ronald Rat, the analyst curtain. Rat, you ain't missing action though.
No, I went jog by the bar and guys came back. Yeah. Had a little refreshment, a green man. And everybody say joy of girls.
Turned away, down to fine leg. Chase here for Green. The ball runs over the rope for 4. Raymond O'Geist angling this one down the leg side. And Mears just going with the tide, working it away behind square. And down to fine leg for 4. 15 without loss.
Well, I can ask you a question, man. You see the Limers bowling with spin, 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 and spin, and all the brothers go for pace. So you see what the results is?
Well, they are going for their pace, looking for that attacking option.
Yes,
I
my
guess
brother.
with only 118 to play with, they would have worked out that they need to bowl the Limers out.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to bowl these 20 overs and the Limers not get up to 119.
Yes.
So
And
that
then
may be the consideration, looking to blast the Limers out.
But the way the woman is going to take the blasting. The blasting.
Although you must be reminded that the veterans got off to a similarly blasting
Yes,
start.
I agree also.
Orgis into bowl to Mears, off the face of the bat, down to short third man, some hesitation. Yes, no, yes, no.
In order for the Travis to win, you must be like 50 for 5, as I told you. 50 for 5, halfway stage, and with 10 for over to make it interesting.
Well, the power play is going to be also very interesting. Remember, the challengers after the first 6 overs had gotten up to as many as 49 for 1. They had a very good power play, but then after that, although the road here in Woodbourne is very flat, it was all downhill.
Downhill, the power went out. But I believe at this stage, man, well, you need to get early wickets to put pressure on the Lemons batting.
Well, Orgis looking to apply that pressure from the road end into bowl to Mears. Mears is beaten outside the off stump, dragged into pushing at a delivery that is pitching down the off stump, outside the off stump and holding its own. So he's just playing away from, dragged away from his body. 15 without loss. And this one is a wide-ish outside the off stump. Umpire Marshall spreads his arms to signal a wide. And another run to the total. 16 without loss.
Ain't there any block anybody saying I gotta be wrong? But ain't there really 2 pounds gonna be able to block anybody? He gotta be at traffic lights. My good friend.
Outside the off stump, steered away behind point. Ian Drakes gets everything behind it, knocks it down, makes sure that that doesn't make its way through. So that brings us to the end of over number 2. And Orgis just conceding the 5 runs in his first over. Limers 16 without loss. Yeah. Good afternoon to Mr. Coggins. Not from Coggins Hill. Delivery striking a guard on the pad.
And where's Coggins Hill, man?
Coggins Hill is in St. Joseph, right near the Chalky Mount.
In Chalky Mount.
Brings it up the hill from St. Andrew.
If you got a good car, can't get over that hill.
But no, you walk over that hill,
Oh,
right?
you walk over that. Okay. Okay. Only checking.
Comes Green outside the off stump, chasing after this delivery. A much fuller delivery this time. That is what you call the White Yorker, right?
Yes, but I think I say Green must bring his A game. He must bring his A game to the party this afternoon. Need to get an early wicket to his thing. At the senior pro.
Here he is, Green. And Agard gets the delivery, turns it into the onside, calls his partner through for the single. Through for that single rather briskly. Of course, we use the word briskly relatively.
Yes. But wait, hold on. When you check the country girls and the town girls, what is the difference?
Well, the man already said it in the song.
said,
Pushed away behind square, no run.
Let me see
The
it.
man already said country girls sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
And we town girls is?
Huh?
We town girls is? They ain't straight country. Right? Hear that? Country girls sweet. Town girls can rob you. Rob you for real. Look at this specimen pass in front of the box. Oh my God. Wow.
Outside the leg stump. Wide is the call. One more to the total. Limers 18 without loss.
I never had a tone yet. Country and country and country. All country girls. Cook regular. Some girls tell you 5 chef every that's 3 piece.
Well, you better. As Vibrant Green, number 23, into Ken Mears. And the Mears is swatting this one away behind square for 4.
That we talking about.
Committing to the shot, getting that front leg forward, and swinging with the tide. I suspect had he missed that delivery, it could have been interesting.
Yes.
But again, as I said, taking his life into his hands and picking up another boundary. He has so far struck 2-4. So has Michael Lagarde. And the Limers racing up to 22 without loss. And we are still very much in over number 3.
Right, as I told you, when you got pace on the ball, the bats will score very quickly. As I said throughout this tournament, the slow ball has dominated this tournament. So if you go on the other side of a pace, you will pay the price.
Well, we're still to see anyone challenge for that $150.
I think we'll draw that back.
Any batsman striking the feather banners on the full gets $150. Compliments Robo Plastics as he's going this time. There goes the nod. As I mentioned to you, the previous delivery, Rat, had he missed that ball, it would have been quite interesting. This time he missed it, struck, and umpire Jimmy Lewis gave him the dreaded nod before lifting the finger, and Mears comes back, leg before wicket to Vibrant Green. So Mears won a couple of battles, but Green wins the war at 22-1. We're going to see it again, Rat, on the replay. The delivery pitching down just around the off stump and shaping back into the batsman. Mears guilty of going across the line. The ball pitching a bit too full on that occasion for the shot. And the umpire again having the easy decision to make. Clearly, leg before wicket.
I think he was a plum of the plum growth tree.
Mears comes back for 9. Let's use this opportunity to hear a word from our sponsors, the Rubber Plastic.
No pork. You don't imagine that.
Well, Robo Plastics, the people who are offering that $150.
Man, what a man from all the way in St. George. Just arrived here. I know he got back home. The said inspector said no poking today. I know what he mean by that. That email message you get just now.
Well,
I know what he mean.
Stroke it, don't poke it.
Stroke it, don't poke it. This is love, month of love.
So 22-1. We Ogies to start the 4th over. And this one is on the pad, turned away. Green comes around from his position at long leg and keeps the scoring down to 1. So Keith Seal, who replaces Ken Mears at the wicket, is immediately into the action.
But when I did tell you, in order for the game to be interested, it's going to be 50 for 5. I'm not more for that prediction.
And this is inside, well, by the halfway stage.
Yeah.
How important do you think, though, the power play, right? Where
it's very important. You either win or lose in the
the
power
restrictions on the number of fielders allowed outside of the restrictive circle.
And you must capitalize on it
At
also.
the moment, we've got one at third man and the other at long leg. So all the other fielders inside the circle. Just let's call the field. It's a slip, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, square leg, and the man on the fine leg boundary. August to Seal, and August gets this one outside the leg stump. Is disgusted with himself for
Rotoplastic. That That's the lady said.
I guess the emphasis must be on the roto.
Roto.
And not rota.
Yes, roto.
Yeah, well,
right?
we've got to put on our English tongue and not the Bajan dialect.
Roto.
Because dialectically we would say rota.
Yes, but I believe in what at this stage, right? At this stage, and he's continuing to do that. You have no problems with him. You need to get the runs, keep going. 50 for 5. I'm predicting with 50 for 5.
Comes O'Gaze down the leg side. Appeal for a catch down the leg side. I believe that either they've been trying to dupe the umpire or they genuinely felt that there was a nick on that somewhere on the thigh of the batsman.
No, a genuine way, man. A genuine way. You can't fool the umpire. They do two veterans. Not the umpire for veterans, but they are veterans.
Turned away down to fine leg. Let's see if he actually got any bat on that. This time it's a leg by also. I did call it one. Yeah, 26 for 1. So the extra's now up to 6. That's the first leg by. There have been some 5 wide so far.
But he got in tremendous form. He really played some fantastic shot last week. Continue again in good touch.
You mean Michael Agard, because there's another Agard.
Michael, I said Mike.
Behind the stumps.
Michael.
This delivery is a good one. And it took a man in form to get that delivery out. That one was zeroing in on the target.
Beautiful
heading for home, and he came down on it late. And pushed it into the offside. So, again, there is no run. 26 without loss. Michael Agard on 11.
Anyone want to put me in trouble? I have no alarms. I knew.
So he says in. That's what is referred to sometimes as a French cut.
French cut. Well, man, a French cut is a correct shot. A French cut is something different.
A French cut is a mistake.
Okay. I'm going to check it. I'm going to check it.
It's not a genuine shot.
Not a genuine shot. So, ain't that French cut? It's not genuine.
I'm not getting into that discussion about ladies' apparel. That delivery pushed into the onside, stifled appeal for leg before wicket, but the ball clearly bouncing over the top of the stumps, striking the batsman high on the inner thigh, and a dot ball, one more dot ball. So O'Geese continues to be tight. He's bowled 2 overs for 9 runs. And the Limers after 4 overs, 27 for 1. So heading into the 5th over now, the power play so far being fairly evenly contested as Green is wayward way down the leg side. Really working Pedro Agard fairly hard.
Yes. You think Green need to get the red eye right?
He's been moving around to his right, to his left.
He lose some weight.
And off the back foot, slashed away by Agard. You talk about a man in form, right? That is a shot of a man in form. And it goes across the rope for 4. Elegant back foot shot.
Yeah,
played with a vertical back, right?
And
I mean, only the top boys play that shot, you know.
That top shot, man. That's not a top shot anywhere in the world. Stand tall and boast the men.
3rd 4 for Agard, 32 for 1. The Limers looking in fine touch. Just a bit of width on offer from that delivery by Green, who is right on target this time. Not offering any such room, and Agard, equal to the task, just drops it away into the onside. There is no run.
32 for 1.
But we saw You see the likes of Sashin and Ricky Ponting and Brian Lara, these guys getting on top of it. But here we are, way out of depth. I think somebody will cite me for sacrilege for calling the names of Sashin and Ponting and Lara in the same sentence with Michael Agard.
I did get out. Unbelievable. The side in the yard at home.
But he's out caught, by the way. Agard goes to a catch. Well taken at backward point. I think the catcher is Ian Drakes. Pitched up this time by Green, and Agard looking for the drive, driving away from the body, and the ball peeling off the outer edge of the bat into the hands of the backward point fielder. And that is accounts for Michael Agard. Caught Drakes, bowled Green for 16 at 32 for 2. No better time than to make the switch rat and introduce the man, Lyndon the Boogeyman Yard. Right? Your impressions of the innings by Michael Agard.
Yeah, a fantastic brief, but he a fantastic shot, but he bite the dust. I did 252 for 5. I think that will be more appropriate score at this stage. You need some excited. Agard coming on the front foot and play early and easy caught. I take me in the Boogeyman Yard, jog home in St. Patrick's. Come back with a small little bicycle. He's back here and really belongs to get after you again, my brother.
Good afternoon to you, Rat.
How you going?
I'm going well.
Former.
Is the commentary box sponsored, Rat?
No.
Oh, something need to be rectified. Green. In over number 5. Steams into bowl to Gaskin, and Gaskin goes for a drive and it's drop back slip by Biggs. Unbelievably put down by Biggs. And the ball goes into the boundary for 4. And can't find me brother Limers roll on 36 for loss of 2. Delivery outside Lindy awesome. There's Gregory Gaskin. SA in a big drive and Ron Biggs had a snatch at it. The ball coming out of his grass and into the boundary for 4.
I can see the expression of very face. He do that expression. I tell you this all. It peed the pen. That was easy as going to church. Easy catch.
Well, Biggs goes down at slips as Green is into bowl to Gaskin. Gaskin is forward. This time to the right of Biggs. Down to the boundary for 4 more.
Cardinals said you pay the price.
So with that, the total races on to 40 for loss of 2. We're in the process of over number 5. Raymond O'Gee's 2 overs the middle, none for 9. Vibert Green 2.5 overs the middle, 2 for 30. Picked up 2 wickets, but it's been a tad expensive. And I'm sure you'll have a steer at Bates when this over is finished.
I don't even call it a steer.
Bates with his hand across his chest. Agard with his hands on his breast.
On his what? Wow.
40 for the loss of 2.
Easy catch, though.
Live
Easy.
coverage of the Amaas Sporting Service T20 Over 50s tournament, the grand final featuring veterans and limers, brought to you by Anything Cricket, Let's Talk, and of course, Flash Drive Media. Green. Now, they're going to give Bates some assistance. So a slip and a slip and a half in position. They all go down as Green is in onto the front foot, plays it with an open face. Ian Drakes plays a little bit of football and can't prevent the single. Run number 41 for the Limers, who are in pursuit of 119 for victory. At the end of over number 5, they've lost Michael Agard for 16, Ken Mears for 9, Keith Steele is yet to score. Gregory Gaskin has 9 from 3 deliveries. Kurt?
I want you to start, huh? That easy catch, though.
Well, I'll tell you what. Thanks to Plastics, as this delivery is hit in the air. Long on is interesting. He's on it. The catcher is taken.
Unbelievable. Castro.
Castro takes.
Castro.
So Morris gets the wicket with his very first delivery.
Hold it.
Gregory Gaskin goes caught Brian Johnson off the bowling of Morris for a 9. Edward Ince makes his way to the crease. 41 for the loss of 3 at the start of over number 6, DJ. I can get it wrong. Let me know.
Take the time, boy. Take the time, boy.
What's going on, legend? Well,
all right. As you already done with a very poor shot by Gaskin.
so Gaskin goes 41 for 3. And straight away, Castro has struck.
As Castro always does. He's the star boy.
But he has a slipping position, short third man, backward point, cover mid off, long on.
It's not Bates though.
No, Bates is already slip.
Yeah, thank you very much. He on the boundary.
Well, the slip go down in Warren. And here is Morris in. And there's a drive. And there is a brilliant stop there by Tony Farrer Edgel. So, run number 42 on the board. Morris moves into bowl to Keith Seal. And Keith Seal is forward, plays the ball to square leg. And there is Green coming in quickly off that short third man, short fine leg position to take 1. Run number 43. So the game is on. The crowd continues to trickle in.
Yes,
Just saw 2 good fans, 2 loyal supporters of cricket from St. George. Make their way, they're going straight to the bar.
St. George dominated here this afternoon.
As this delivery is bringing the batsman onto the front foot. Plays up on the outside, there is no run.
But you heard this game, I take a twist, you know.
Yes, and we also need a DJ to take a twist. He played one kind of music for the whole day.
He played a shadow of somebody horn a man.
So 43 for 3. We have people in here that have got a horn. We have people in here who love the reggae, soca, disco, oldie goalies. They come back for another 2. Runs achieved. 45 for loss of 3. Victor Best is in the house. Penny's also in the house. Myself in the house. And we kept it jiggy all season long. We played everything. Wine to iodine.
Even
Tchaikovsky and all. Chopped into the offside. So this is a prime time to bring him back. Limers 45 for 3 after 6 overs. Kurt, your turn. I had to beg for that.
Tough time, we talking about tough time. Tough time, we talking about tough time. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Tough Tank is our brand. We talking about tough. Constant supply of water for your home or business. Tough Tank is in demand. We talking about tough. Give Rotoplastics a call today. Our team will pay you a visit. You'll be on your way. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Get your Tough Tank today.
That's for all the lovers and intended lovers and intent to be more lovers.
All the women from St. Joseph.
All the women from St. Joseph. Ever get a horn? That song is not for you.
45 for loss of 3 is going to be bowling change. Ian Drakes from the Thompson Ellis end.
Yes, he cognitive. He bowling fast this afternoon.
Thompson operated from the secret end.
He bowling fast this afternoon.
And here's Keith Seal on 1. Drakes is in to bowl to Seal, and Seal gets it a bit down the leg side. The keeper skips across and takes it. Wide signal by umpire Lewis. And the total up by 1 to 46 for 3. Extras are 8.
But yeah,
1 leg by 7 wides, right?
He don't know where Ian Drakes turn. We gonna bowl.
Yes, Ian Drakes is usually all over the shop.
Yeah, he bowl Spain.
He's been selected to go to tour South Africa later on. As he's in to bowl to Seal, and Seal gets a bit again down the leg side.
I think he's by the way Spain.
And the question is, will Drake's turn to spin?
I don't know. He trying something, but he's seeing boys another time boys another. Do not break those balls, all drink balls on there. That's gonna bear.
Seal on 1, Ince on 3. Drake's at the top of his mark. Left arm around the wicket to bowl to the right-handed Seal, and Seal gets a V, which is striding onto the front foot, plays the ball out to Castro. He has it under control. Is the Jordan, the leggy of the tournament.
Yes, I think he did fantastic. Boy, brilliant all season.
Rastaman with the cat peak to the right side of his head.
Where the side of the hat, sir?
The other Rastaman here don't eat vegetables.
Nah.
And a bit outside of the off stump. Yorker length. Comes off the inside portion of the back.
Well, let me tell you something like that. I mean, for 2020, going to a draw.
Seal on 1 from 6 deliveries. Ince is 3 from 4. They've lost Agar 16 from 13. Mears 9 from 11. And Gaskin 9 from 4. Drakes the ball to Seal, and Seal gets a delivery right up and going right through him. So he seems to play it on. 47 for the loss of 3 becomes 47 for 4. DJ Kerr.
Tennis at work there. And they go and run tennis. They talk my knees when they give me trouble. Next day steps so bad. Oh, my back walk and lift it.
So
I tell myself, see me even forfeit my net.
But you already had the game going into a twist. What you think is it? And go the best you understand.
Well, there's still a lot of batting to come. There's Victor Patrick, Derwin Thompson, Vincent Giddens, Roger Phillips, and Marson Small.
You mean names to come or bats to come? I ask you.
And someone says Limer should win 47 for 4.
47 for 4.
I'll be informed right there, batsman.
Right.
From a lady who's supporting St. Joseph.
Yes. Actually back in the Limers.
Starts in to bowl to the right-handed Eswick, and Eswick, this delivery is across his stump upon the stream. And this delivery is tucked away down the leg side again. Ian Drakes is down the leg side. Well taken there by the keeper from Guyana. Call him Pedro in Guyana.
Yes, I think.
We call him Pedro.
Pedro, he do a lot of diving. I think you need to get it right.
49 for 4. This is over number 7. As Drakes, in his final delivery, legit that is, into bowl to Innes. Into knock of 53. Limers in pursuit of 119 for victory after an over is Kirk.
Video.
I
I didn't have a conversation with you, but I ain't looking for some old man.
So the ball is thrown in the offside. So it seems it don't matter where the prep baits the ball will find him.
Don't matter where.
55 for loss of 4.
Yes.
Bates annoyed with himself that he's been moved from slip. Any further back, he'll be able to lung off and then sent off. Here is the delivery which is whipped into the leg side. Mid wicket is off the boundary. Coming in fairly fleet-footed. That's Ogis. The youngest 50-year-old on the field. Turned 50 at the beginning of the tournament. Subject to his receiving his new Barbados ID card. 56 for loss of 4. This one is cut away down a short third man. They think of a single. And there is Eswick not at all interested. As the batsman eases onto the front foot.
You can't sue him.
At this stage, difficult to sue. For that short third man, the return comes in. And they take one good running by in. So over number 8 is done and dusted. And I can tell you, it is Limers 58 for the loss of 4, chasing 119, DJ. So, that ad from Rotor Plastic. Remember, he also has other sponsors. Winston Enterprises Inc., Barbados Prestige Stores, MJ Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Truck and Record Services, Bedman's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket. The small man with the ball in his hand is Ian Drakes, 49 on his bat. And Dave Eswick on strike. He has 5 from 5. Ince is on 8 from 8. So run a ball for both batsmen. Drakes is into bowl to Eswick, and Eswick to this delivery is stretching forward. Drakes screams an appeal at the umpire, who's not impressed. And he quickly 20 for the loss of 4. We'll have some music, and then we'll hold it to replace one rock curl, the analyst.
We'll have a little ad.
Rock. There. Bring some beer, man. Bring some beer.
Gonna be alright. I say don't worry about the things. Every little thing gonna be alright.
Every day you know you can go
Rise up this morning.
I say, hey.
I lift the rising sun. Feel the bird. Singing sweet song, better than pure and true. See, this is my message.
So it will be Brian Johnson seeking to prize out a wicket here for the veterans. And the first delivery of the new over is played up into the covers. Misfielded, but recovering quite quickly is the man there, the extra cover. And one more to Ince, or Ince holding this innings together. 21 from 16 balls. Total 84 for 4. This is over number 13. As this one is driven powerfully wide of the man at long off and into the boundary for 4. Little too full, a little too much width, and Estwick pouncing on it, slashing it sweetly through the offside, beating the infield, and then the man at long off having no chance of getting around. So Estwick with his second boundary goes up to 21 and brings the total to within 31 runs of the target, 88 for 4. As Johnson is going to try again. Bowser delivery into the leg stump, worked into the onside straight up to Jordan there at short mid wicket. No runs, 7.5 overs still to go. As Estwick, who has been untroubled since he came to the wicket, except by a few niggling pains, gets the delivery down the leg side. The ball is going to run close to the boundary and over the rope at a very fine leg, down the leg side, through the keeper, and 4 wides is the signal coming from umpire Jimmy Lewis. So the game hurtling away very quickly from the veterans. 93 for 4. So only 26 more runs required. Some 14 wides out of a total of 16 extras. Johnson is flighting this one. It's stroked back along the wicket, as I said. The only problem that Estwick has had is with the little niggles and pains that he's been having, especially in that right shoulder. Actually dropping the bat once making contact with that delivery. But battling away, fighting through the pain. Off the back foot, hits hard into the ground. The ball goes ricocheting from the hand of the bowler. And Vincent Haynes, the substitute, they had extra cover, getting into the action. Short, pulled away, out between the deep mid wicket and the long on. Perfect placement. And dispatching that short delivery in fine style, hitting it quite powerfully into the boundary for 4 to bring us to the end of over number 13. 97 for 4 is the total. 22 runs required. There are still some 7 overs left. All limers at the moment. Lyndon, according to Rat, there's going to be a lot of grooving in St. Joseph tonight. You going to be there?
I'm going down with my pink Barbie.
Special invite Valentine's Pink. So what Rat to do? Because I thought Rat was admiring the pink. Outside the awesome cuts, edges taken by wicketkeeper Agard. Ince comes back to the pavilion. Is it a little too late for the veterans? Only time will tell. What we do know is that the total is 97 for 5, and Edward Ince goes to a catch at the wicket by Pedro Agard off Emerson Jordan for 21. Limers 97 for 5.
Well, $97 for a loss of 5. And this is an urgent call for any member of the Royal Barbados Police, any member of the Barbados Police Service. DJ Kurt is under attack. So the target 119.22 from 36 plus 5, 41 deliveries. Where's your money?
Well, my money is in the bank. Because I have none on me. I walk in with plastic, lady.
Roto-plastic?
And not roto-plastic. I'm hoping to win that $150. I don't know what I can do to get that $150 on offer. But remember, the offer is still there. Any batsman hitting the blue feather banners on the full gets $150 on the spot. You don't even have to wait till you come in. As soon as the strike is made, Mr. Lane is going to come to the middle and present the $150 in front of everybody. So 150 new Barbados currency. All bright and shiny.
There's a nice match here, right?
This is Thompson. So Derwin Thompson facing up to Emerson Jordan. And this delivery is down to the fine leg fielder. The long leg fielder now. He's moved a bit around to his left. And Thompson immediately off the mark with a single. So 98 the total, 21 required. The Limers inching up towards a repeat as champions, as Jordan is on the off stump and Eswick standing on the back foot, steering it in front of square on the offside. Dot ball. As again, Jordan right on target. Showing his class, Emerson Jordan. And just keeping the rather rampant Dave Eswick quiet. But of course, the veterans really desperate for wickets now. Here comes Jordan to Eswick outside the off stump, off the back foot, fireworks there at extra cover, gets down and gets behind the ball, fields. So they still have some belief, the veterans, if nothing else. The short delivery, looking for the pull shot is Eswick. Just manages to help it around on the onside and goes through for an easy single. A single at the end of the 14th over. The total just one short of 199 for 5. After those 14 overs, 20 runs required, 6 overs still to go. Yeah, rock gonna come. So just to remind you folks that the action doesn't stop once the game finishes. We've got the presentation ceremony to come up immediately after they finish. But then more importantly is the after party. So I don't know if the St. Joseph girls are going to stick around. They're not going home. Oh, they're not going home. Them out all night. Well, yeah, I was from St. Joseph and I left and come all here. I won't be in a hurry to get back either. Here comes Green. Ball's a full delivery. Eswick is looking to drive. The ball comes off the inside edge down behind square on the onside. And that brings up the 100 for the Limers. 100 for 5 in 95 deliveries. 12 fours, no sixes. So they haven't threatened Mr. Lane and those $150 packages he has in his various pockets. As this delivery is driven sweetly through extra cover. That brings back memories of a Derwin Thompson we once knew. The ball pulls up inside the boundary at deep extra cover. But a nice flowing drive from Derwin Thompson. Derwin Thompson back in the day, always a very stylish player. Somebody said he's the Carl Hooper of police. I don't know what that means. Promised a lot and delivered. Not me. I just report. That is reported speech. In comes Green. Outside the off stump is seeing Eswick off the back foot, punching it up to extra cover for no run. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. $103 for 5. Viper Green is short. Pulled around square. Chase around for Warren from deep mid-wicket. Gets around and gets down. Gets the ball back in. So that's a lot of work in one play for Winston Warren. But keeping the scoring down to 2. So saving a couple for his team. Let's pick up to 29 now. 29 of 34 balls. But his has been a very important knock. Lyndon, with the game still quite evenly poised when the fourth wicket went down. But yes, he's now the top scorer in the innings as he's pushing this one away, square on the offside. Goes for the quick single. Brian Johnson swoops around, doesn't pick up cleanly. Eswick completes another run. It's 106 for 5, only 13 more required.
Yes, and you'll see at the moment that Limers comfortably positioned 106 for 5, 13 required from some 31 deliveries.
Green in 23 brings Thompson onto the front foot. So that is the end of over number 15. We are going to, a call going out for Rat the Analyst. Ronald Rat the Analyst Curtin. 106 for 5. Yeah, you can do the honors of finishing off. Man, sit down. What you do? It's me. What's I remember who it is? I remember, all right. Come here. Come around. No, I didn't sure. Are you ready? Lots of positive vibes, Rat. But all the action going the way of the Limers.
Well, the Limers are large and charged in one backyard. Well, like I just they told you, they need a good partnership as fit and inks, and they prove it right.
Well, yes, Rat. You also suggested that they needed to get 5 wickets in the first 10 overs. And they didn't. They got 4. Close, but no cigar. 107 for 5.
Well, I'll pay for the Kurt, and the money's back on. Well, at this stage, I believe that the Limers fully in charge. Every Limer lost, they're going to go take the win. I think at this stage, I think Eswick played brilliantly. And it's fantastic.
Well, Eswick on 31. He's at the non-strikers end now. It's Derwin Thompson facing up to Jordan and shuffling across his wicket.
Wait, you're not in the room. Last week, this gentleman had a heated argument. He never get me out yet, and it was a big argument. So this is a big kudos. This is a competition between two of them players.
A competition within a competition.
It is a competition.
For bragging rights.
For bragging rights.
I believe. Both Northmen.
Both men. Both Northmen. One from St. James, no, Carlton, St. James. And, yeah, Jeremy Carlton.
This one on the pad looking to work it into the onside. Looking to whip it away into the outside, in fact. The ball ends up in front of the wicket.
How do you think what this tournament is a fantastic tournament to you?
Well, like I said, it's one of the best, if not the best organized tournament in the entire island.
And the photographer man, as usual, your good friend, we'll call his name for you in a minute, Ken Moore Biner. Argument as usual.
Well, Ken Moore is here for the presentation.
Yeah. He ain't got much pictures to take.
He's always in time for the presentation.
The last man take a horse race, he horse move too fast, he catch his tail. So we gonna make sure Ken here. Get some camera bino. His horse moves too fast, he catch his beard. But I believe at this stage, it should be very comprehensive for the Limers at this stage.
Eswick is driving up to Long On, the big, that's Bates at Long On. So that brings us to the end of over number 16 as Lyndon and the guys at the Garrison will say no more turns.
No more turns into the home stretch. You want something? Was it man give us something? Oh Lord. I'm not leaving, that's impossible to do. And if you want me to go. Oh, even bigger singing. Whoa. Ah. Mega good, man. DJ man. We want that song, Captain, the ship is sinking.
Well, right, you see that song that just played? Them things happen to you when you live at the woman.
But I get hard at the woman, I get hard up the woman. It don't matter difference to me. I get laid off temporary. What's that like? We enjoy it. Captain, the ship is sinking. That's the next song coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Captain, tell me what to do.
Ian Drake's given the honors of dead ball signal by umpire Jimmy Lewis. So 10 runs required. And Drake's now in his his other avatar. No, he's bowling left arm slow.
I think that drip Messi chick.
So that means he gets saved.
Yeah, he gets saved. I think that drip
Because
should have ball spin for start.
if the ship sink, he didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it. He should have. Yeah, he should have ball spin for start. But he won't be a fast. What name was it? I ain't going about enormous now. He should have ball spin for start.
Into Eswick, outside the leg stump. Eswick gets this one down to a very fine leg.
Oh Lord, not the song.
SOS.
Why? There's a big one. Captain, the ship is sinking.
Mayday.
Woo! I think that song
113 for 5. 1 hit away from victory.
1 hit away.
The Limers to repeat the championship. They won last time. Eswick facing up to Drake, gets a delivery, and the ball hits the big rock. No, that is base.
Unbelievable. There's a big rock. Oh my word. We walk down south, and it's coming up shortly. A ball went straight to the big rock. Oh, yeah, another big one. We all put the big ones in here this afternoon.
114 for 5. Cut away. Not me and that big rock talk. I done with that. Ron Bates is my good friend.
I got don't move.
4 runs. Needed 115 for 5.
Yes, the Lamer is doing well. Comprehensive 50-50 Lamer. He caught it from here. I knew he caught it from here. He caught it from here. The Lamer is moving in Charlie.
That delivery slashed away through the covers. This is going to go close to the boundary at deep cover. Geese gets around from the sweeper position at deep extra cover. The ball pulling up inside the rope and the batsman picking up a couple. But how appropriate it would be if Dave Eswick was the one to score, to actually hit the winning runs, because he has been the standout in this innings. 39 he is right now, with 2 runs required.
I said he bowled brilliantly and he bat brilliantly. Never give up. So much out there for no.
Tickled away behind square. They give for 1. This looks like the winning run. They complete the second. And Limers are the champions of the 2023 Amaas Sporting Services Over 50s T20 competition. 119 for 5 to win by 5 wickets with all of 3 overs to spare. Congratulations to them. DJ, play the celebration
song. Captain, the ship is sinking.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, stand by for the presentation of the awards and prizes in a few minutes. And we will be back with you then.
So the fellas have got to come down. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll be talking to behave.
mic, boy? All right. All right, what you gonna do? So your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me, on the behalf of the organizers, the Amaas Sporting Services, thank each and every one of you for your presence here today, and of course for your continued support in making this the outstanding competition that it has been. I think the producer is asking the teams for the purposes of the stream to line up in a particular manner. Please watch Mr. David over there to follow his instruction. I would also like to pay our respects to the two finalists today who provided us with some truly outstanding entertainment and a very good cricket match. The presentation will start with some officials as we wait for the video stream producer to get his requirement. As we once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's take this opportunity though to show our appreciation for the fantastic job by Mr. Morris and the rest of his crew. I think he is about the most special person in this whole endeavor. We're going to start with some people who didn't actually take the field once the game started, but whose presence is as important as any. And I'm going to start with those, well, I said not taking the field, but these two did take the field. The umpires, Jimmy Lewis and Ezra Marshall. From a spectator's point of view, I would say a job well done. I'm not so sure what the players themselves might be willing to say, but they don't have a say. Well done, gentlemen. Jimmy Lewis and Ezra Marshall, our officials in the middle for today's, will receive their medals from Commissioner Wilson. There's also a medal for the scorer, so I don't know who is going to present Commissioner with her medal because she's also another one of the important persons. Commissioner Wilson, our scorer and statistician, please come forward and receive your medal. Much appreciated. Let me remind you that these medals are compliments to one of our sponsors, the Premier World Cargo. Mr. Norman Rice was actually the person to present these prizes. But nonetheless, in his absence, well, yes, here he is. I'm going to ask him, Mr. Rice, or my apologies for not mentioning you earlier. But there's another very important person here whom I think we all need to show our respect and appreciation for. They tell me his name is Michael Belgrave. He's the groundsman. So somebody will receive on his behalf. Come forward and receive the medal on his behalf. Thank you very much, Mr. Belgrave. A job well done. I don't think that the players made full use of the excellent pitch that you put out today, though, especially the veterans who batted first and actually won the toss and elected to bat in those fine conditions. So, moving on, there are some individual prizes for some of the outstanding performers in the competition. And I'm going to start by, again, Mr. Rice is here. Mr. Rice, will you please come forward this time and make these set of presentations? Well, this presentation, in fact. It is the presentation for the most runs by a batsman in the tournament. Mr. Rice of Premier World Cargo, 239 runs. He's from Challengers, Mark Seeley. I think Jim Reeves once had a song. I might be wrong with the artist, but Jim Reeves once had a song that says, never grow old. And Mark Seeley doesn't seem to be growing old. Well done, Mark. Anthony Turton from Farm Boys. Is he here? Come forward, sir. and make the presentation for the bowler with the most wickets. In fact, as far as the aggregate is concerned, we had a tie. Victor Patrick with 2 wickets today, equaling the 10 wickets of Ainsley Jordan. But there's only one prize. And the prize goes to Ainsley Jordan, the tiebreaker being the better average. Ainsley Jordan of Challengers, 10 wickets with the better average. Well done to you. Next is Mr. Turton. Please keep the position because there's also the prize for the most catches by a fielder. And I don't know, somebody seemed to have worked this out because Victor Patrick missed the wickets, but he took the catches. 4 catches, Victor Patrick of Limers. It seems as if he had to win something. The most valuable player for the tournament. A staycation of a weekend at Golden Sands and adjudicated to be the man who also made the most runs. Come forward again, Mark Seeley of Challengers. I don't know when Mark Seeley is going to get to spend a weekend at Golden Sands. He's hardly in the island anyhow. I don't know if you could take a hint, but I always around. Take it. So that takes care of the MVP. Coming back to today, Mr. Ronnie Gittins of BNOC will make the next presentation. And this presentation goes to the player of the match in the final. I think it's someone he knows very well, and he would appreciate handing the prize over. 3.5 overs, no maidens, 22 runs, 3 wickets, 41 not out with the bat. Dave Eswick of the Limers. Mr. Giddens, if you will just stay, we're going to ask you to present the prize of $500 to the 3rd place team in the competition. Challengers. Prize of $500. Next up, thanks, Mr. Giddens, Mr. Lane from Roto Plastics. I was admonished for not pronouncing that word correctly. Roto Plastics, the 2nd prize of $1,500. Of course, we know that goes to the losing finalists, the runners-up, the veterans. 3rd time in the final, 2nd successive 2nd place. Winners of the inaugural competition. And then the prize of $2,500. And I think that we're going to ask Mr. Winston Warren to come forward and make this prize, make this presentation. I think Winston Enterprises deserve special mention. They came on board late in the competition, but nonetheless to enhance the financial benefits to the various teams, and I think that is an extremely fine gesture to be appreciated. First prize. Before we get to presenting the trophy, there are some medals that go to the members of the winning Limers 11. Mr. Seal, would you please lead your men forward to receive your medals? Well done. Congratulations to the Limers. And now we've got the Challenge Shield, the winner's trophy, and the $2,500 first prize to be presented by Mr. Warren to the captain of the 2023 champions of the Amaas Sporting Events Over 50s T20 competition, Kisil and the Limers. So that, Mr. Morris, is that it? Any other further words? No further words. That being it, I invite you now to join the after party. Congratulations to all, and here is wishing for a bigger and better competition in 2024. Good night and thank you.
Tough time, we talking about tough time. Tough time, we talking about tough time. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Tough Tank is our brand. We talking about tough time. Constant supply of water for your home or business. Tough Tank is in demand. We talking about tough Give Rotoplastics a call today. Our team will pay you a visit. You'll be on your way. Rotoplastics, so fantastic. Get your Tough Tank